Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Ready to Love Season 8, Episode 6. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, all the ladies meet in the ladies' lounge. So Katarina walked in this formal dress, right? Tommy said, "What time is the prom?" Y'all, when I tell y'all I holler so loud at that, because baby, that dress was giving formal social, honey. Do you hear me? I said, girl, now where are you going in this after 5 dress? Oh, honey, that was funny to me. Now what time is the prom? So Tommy, shut up. So Tommy tells them that it's their turn this week to eliminate a man. He wants them to go on dates and express their doubts. Child, let's see how this goes. In the next scene, Phil goes on a date with Aries. Now, see, y'all notice that he brought her a red roses and he put on his best suit. Okay, and they look good together. Do you hear me? Real grown and sexy. I said, baby, look at Aries, baby. She wearing that dress. So they sit down, they talk. Phil said, they spend hours talking on the phone. And so he's super excited to actually be getting some one-on-one face-to-face time. So she wants to make sure that the man she gets wants to be a dad to her boys and be a positive father figure for her kids. So they start making small talk and she tells him about them discussing doubts. Hers is the man has to accept her kids and be a father figure and be a leader. So he was like, look, I want to be a husband. That's why I'm here. I'm looking for a wife. Okay, I do want more kids, but if it doesn't happen organically, that's fine. You have 2, I have 1, then we'll just have 3 and that'll be it. If you already have some, then we don't need any more. He's like, I don't want to have to start over from scratch if you don't want to start over from scratch, but I am looking for a wife. And I was like, I like that, Phil. You know what? Phil really surprised me this episode. I told y'all last night on that live, I said he lights up when he speaks to Aries. I told y'all they have real chemistry. And I can just see them together. I really can. He really looks nice with her and they complement each other. So anywho, honey, after they got through talking and gazing into each other's eyes, she was like, you ready to get out of here? He said, yeah, I'll walk you to the car. So he walks her to the car and baby, they shared a little kiss. I say, not y'all smooching. Okay, grown-ups. She said that she has a connection with Chris. She's like, yeah, I really have to figure it out because I have such a strong connection with Chris. Girl, I don't see it. Okay? Stay over here with Phil, honey, because Chris ain't it. Moving forward. In the next scene, Chris and Sierra, they go out on a date so she can see if there's more to him than just his deep voice. She's like, I need to see who exactly he is because I met him briefly, but yeah, I didn't really get much. I feel like Sierra is just floating around. Sierra, I need you to hunker down, baby. I need you to get a grip on somebody because I just feel like you just go on random dates. It's been 5 episodes, or what is it, 6? It's been 6 episodes and you just been going on random dates. I really need you to go on a date with the person that you feel strongly connected to. I don't know, child. It's just giving floating. So they make small talk. You know how they like to do. They have a little bit of banter back and forth. So she's asking him if he has any insecurities. He said, no, I'm very confident within myself. I never doubt myself. I think highly of myself. Sir, I do not buy that you don't have any insecurities. We all have something. Now, I'm not trying to speak it on you, but you don't have not one insecurity. You don't have one thing that makes you feel like, this could be better. I wish this was this way. So you ain't got not one. Okay. So she's like, well, you don't have any? Okay. But in her mind, she thinking, sir, it's giving fake. Okay. It's giving fake. So he starts running down his resume saying he's been in New York Fashion Week. And I thought that would make Sierra say, oh, okay, we have something in common. I'm a stylist. I like fashion. And, they could elaborate. But I think that she didn't like him walking in. So when he said New York Fashion Week, she was like, oh, yeah, well, okay, whatever. So then she asked him his dating style. He said, well, I pay attention to what the person that I'm with likes. Now, mind you, he said he pays attention to what the person that he's with likes. So then she makes a joke about her love for Birkins. And so, baby, he was taken aback. He was taken away back by that. He was like, Birkins. So he gets in the confessional. He's like, I just met you. Why you asking me? This girl asked me about a $50,000 bag. She didn't ask you to purchase the bag for her. That's not what she did. She made a joke that you didn't appreciate, and now you're in your feelings. She didn't ask you to buy that bag. You said you pay attention to what the person that you're with likes. So then she threw that out there to see if you would bite. So he was like, well, I was kind of scared of you when you said that about the Birkin. I mean, what if I'm having a rough year? Are you going to look at me any less? Are you going to look at me any differently? You going to turn your back on me? She said, no, if I want something, I'll work for it and I'll get it. So she gets in the confessional and she's like, I mean, I don't understand what the issue is. I feel like that's an insecurity within himself, him trying to turn it back on me. Both of y'all doing too much for a first date, if you ask me. But Chris, it was giving, if I can't afford what she likes, I'm insecure that she may find somebody who can provide those things for her, which in turn would be a damn insecurity. So like all of us, you have them as well. Christopher 2.0, get it together, sir. I mean, just to really get it together. What are you talking about? You two are on different pages, in different books, in a different library. So please do not talk to each other no more, honey. There's no match. Sierra, I want to say this to you, honey. I'm speaking directly to you, honey. I do not see your boo on here. I just don't. I feel like you always give like this little jokey type vibe, and it's giving friend vibes. And I don't like that for you. Now, y'all know me. I'm all for a good laugh. Ha, 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 ha. Honey, I'm a kiki if I don't do nothing else. But I also know when to turn it off and date. I know when to be sexy. I know when to lean into my femininity. I know when to be assertive. I know when you got to turn it off sometimes. Because I feel like they're just passing you around through the dating pool like, oh, Sierra, she cool. Short hair Sierra or long hair Sierra. Both of them cool. I don't want that for you. Okay? Moving forward. In the next scene, Jessica goes to meet up with Chris at his work site. So they're going to have a little bit of lunch because they're both busy. So she's going to make it work. Chris and Jessica look good. Two beautiful black professionals. They look good. So they go in the house. They get ready to eat this food that she brought. And in the confessional, Chris is saying that he feels like Jessica gets angry easy and he needs more of her compassionate side. And I told y'all when they did that improv, I said, listen, she might be a little bit too testy for him. And I don't think he likes that. I think he's going to want to see her be more compassionate. I called it. I knew it because I just felt like the way that she came off when they were doing that improv, he was just, he almost retreated like, ooh, I don't know if I can take all that. So they're talking and she tells him that they're supposed to be talking about their doubts. So he tells her that, he loves a strong woman. Okay. He loves a strong woman. He loves that about her. She's very assertive and authoritative. And he sees how she talks to other people. He said, but with me, I'm going to need you to talk to me a little differently and a little softer because with you, I'm always going to talk to you softly. Now, I think what he should have said, he should have changed soft to respectful. He should have said, when you speak to me, unlike the crass way or the direct way or the tactless way that you speak to others, I'm going to need you to speak to me with respect because I'm always going to come to you respectfully. I don't think he actually meant soft. I don't think he had the right word. So she got in a confessional and she said, I don't know what those spaces look like. I'm a very direct person. I'm not about to be talking all soft to get a man. No, ma'am. Okay. It ain't going to happen, Captain. And again, Jessica, it's not about talking soft. You showed that you instantly get argumentative when a problem arises. Men don't like that. Like, they just don't like it. You can't automatically off the rip just start tearing into them. Y'all didn't even try to come up with a conflict resolution before you just started going off. A man wants you to speak to them with respect and treat them like a man. They don't want to be spoken to like a child and they don't want to be emasculated. Now, that's my opinion. Y'all might have a difference of opinion down in the comments. Some people may be like, nah, I ain't changing for no man. If you don't like the way I talk, then you don't like me. I understand that as well. But I do think that you should treat your partner with the utmost respect. And, the thing is, oftentimes we take things out on people we love the most. Like you might be nice to everybody in the outside world and come in and give it to your spouse and just be talking all crazy because you're comfortable with them. That don't fly with me. I've been in relationships like that where I have watched people I have watched the men interact with other people so respectfully, so tactfully, and then get to me and talk to me like a dog in the street. Honey, that ain't gonna work for me, okay, at all. So she tells him that he's not consistent, not as consistent as he presents to be. And he's like, well, I'm working. She said, well, everybody works, okay? We be busy every day, B. That means absolutely nothing. But you make time for what you want. Now, Jessica, I agree with that. All these excuses about I'm busy, I'm working. Why did you sign up for the show? So then he gonna turn it back on her, talking about, well, you don't be consistent. You don't be calling me. She said, I didn't have your phone number. Chris, we are not about to switch this around to this being her problem. Listen, no matter what these men say, you will find the time to communicate if you want to. Let me tell y'all a story time that's not really a story time. So the people on Patreon know about the soulmate, okay? Well, there was a time when he was working a corporate job. I was working a corporate job. We communicated all damn day long. All day long. If you want to, you would. And you're on a dating show. So you mean to tell me that you don't have 5 or 10 minutes to send a text? You don't ever get a lunch? You don't ever look down at your phone? You don't ever have a moment to breathe? I'm not saying you got to sit up on the phone and cake all day long, honey. We're grown people. We have things to do. But I'm saying all this to say you will make time if you want to. In the next scene, Marvin and Kat, they go for a date. They sit down, honey. I don't know if this is a date, child. It seemed like an interview. He sat down with his shirt bust wide open. And he gonna keep his shirt open, don't he? He sits down. She gets some flowers from him. I don't know. It was given very transactional. Like, hey, hi. So where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? That's what it was giving me. It gave absolutely nothing. Katerina, I think that you want a mature man, a grown man with his own coin that will, compliment you and have grown children, because you don't want to have not none. You want to be his trophy wife, but you still want to be a boss at the same damn time. That's what you give me. Now, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but this is what I'm getting when I watch you on the screen. So they sit down, they're talking. She's asking him if he could be monogamous. He's like, yeah, because that's what I want. That's what I grew up seeing. Everything else, that's just extra. So she's like, well, I just feel like you're going to get bored with me. He said, no, I've been there, done that. That's what they all say. Let me just say this right here and right damn now. Whenever they hit you with a been there, done that, they still want to be there and do that. Absolutely not. I was in a relationship with this dude, and I was just like, you be going out all the time. I don't know if you really just want to settle down, because I like to be in the house. I like to go on dates. I like to do us things. He was like, nah, I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, basically. Child, after about, I'd say like 6 months, he was ready to be right back out there doing what it is that he was doing. The streets were calling. So I'm not buying it, Marvin. I think you're just saying that because you like Katerina. Charlie, you ain't fooling me. She doesn't feel like he's being sincere, because he's not. He is a social chameleon. He says whatever he thinks the woman in front of him wants to hear. He's an author. One thing they can do is string together a paragraph or come up with something off the dome, because they work based on their imagination. He's a writer. So, girl, don't trust the child. She does not believe that he wants one woman. He's like, yeah, I feel like me and you, we got a lot of stuff in common. I'm just sitting here thinking like, dang, I might come out of this with a girlfriend. Sir, no, you will not. No, you will not. The person who liked you is gone. Okay? Nobody here likes you like that. Not that I've seen. Okay, you need to go catch Unique. And I'm happy that Katerina saw right through him. If she saw right through you, Zane, it ain't working. And that's what he get after he discarded Unique like that. Let me tell y'all something. A lot of people didn't like Unique, but I don't like the way he discarded her, and I ain't changing it. I knew Marvin was just saying whatever he was going to say to live and talk about sex another day. Boy, goodbye and good night. Moving forward. In the next scene, Herbert is going on a date with Keyra. Now, child, this right here was a fool. Child, Kira's dog must be ready to love, because the way he was jumping all over Herbert, I was like, sit down, okay? Sit, honey. Child, he was jumping all over him. Meanwhile, across town, Quentin and Janelle, they're going on their first date together solo. And baby, he was so excited. So she said she was worried about his age and if he's ready to start a family, because she knows that Herbert is ready, but she's not so sure about Quentin. Now, I have to say they do look nice. Q put on his button down, honey, buttoned up to the top button for this date. I said, oh, okay. I'm back with Keyra and Herbert. They're getting very relaxed, okay? They're talking. And she was like, I like a man that pursues me. And, you're kind of nonchalant. And I'm going to need you to step your game up. Let me tell you something, Keyra. If you have to tell him to pursue you, he don't want to. Okay? If you have to tell him to do it, he don't want to do it. And Herbert, do you really like anybody? Why everybody got to keep telling you what to do? Do you like anybody? I don't think you do. So he is acting like, he has too many connections. I'm not used to keeping up with 2 or 3 or 4 connections. So Keyra was like, well, 2 or 3? Well, am I in that number? The same thing I told Advocate Sue last season. If you got to ask if you're in that number, you're not in that number. Of course, he lied and was like, yeah, of course you in that number. Okay. She was like, well, you're not talking to me. Okay, so Herbert, you're not talking to her. You're not talking to Janelle, but you got 3 connections. So who are you talking to? Katarina or your damn self? Who are you talking to? So Keyra is telling him that she wants to make up a dance because she does that with people that she likes. Oh, my goodness. Keyra, just go home, child. A TikTok dance right now? You need to invite some of your old cheermates over for that, girl. You are on a date with a grown man. Talking about you want to do TikTok dances. What is that? Child, I ain't got time. Back over with Q and Janelle. They're talking. She's asking how he feels about their age difference. He's like, I didn't really even think about that. So he's 34. She's 41. She's trying to figure out if he's ready to do what she's ready to do because time's a ticking. She also asked if he would be open to adoption because she's adopted. He said, oh, really? He didn't even know that. Now, mind you, he been picking her up and spinning her around and throwing her up in the air, but you didn't even know she was adopted. So he was like, well, are your adoptive parents black or white? She said, they're black, sir. Now, how have y'all not talked about something that serious? You keep bragging in the ladies' lounge about you and Quentin talking on the phone day and night, and you barely know each other. He don't know nothing about you. That would be the first thing I think I would have thought that you would have talked about. He was totally shocked. He was like, we've been too busy having fun. Listen, this isn't high school. We are grown people with bills and goals and aspirations and dreams and timelines. What do y'all need to be talking about first? Not whether or not you want to go play pickleball. You should be talking about things that matter. I was side-eyeing it like, honey, how you don't know that? Back over with Keyra. Keyra got Herbert over here making his TikTok debut. Child, this was so childish to me. Why not get to know the man? You talking about, after this, our connection is stronger, but I just need him to go. Girl, how is y'all connection stronger? Off this cuff it challenge? Girl, bye. Back over with Q and Janelle. He's reassuring Janelle that even though he's younger, that doesn't mean that he's going to take forever to start a family. He feels like he's done the work to get ready for it, and he wants to begin a family, and he wants his woman to be his BFF. So just because he's younger does not mean that he's not ready. Now listen to me, Janelle. You leaning all back, honey. You a little bit too far off for me. Sitting all far back, baby. I would have been scooted in just a little bit closer. And I say, what now? Okay. Quentin was looking so nice on that date. Phil looked nice on his date too. And so did Chris. Everybody was looking nice. Now, Marvin, it's questionable, child. Absolutely not. And Marie, hey. But everybody else was looking so nice. I think that she really wants Herbert. Now, this is my personal opinion. Looking at the interactions between Janelle and Quentin, I don't see it. I don't see it at all. I feel like she really wants Herbert, and she sees Q as a drive-by, allegedly. In the next scene, Keyra and Marie, in their bad fashions, they go for some ice cream. They're going for an ice cream date. Why? I have no idea, but she wants to get together to discuss the black culture comment. So when they sit down, they're eating ice cream. He's like, so do you like desserts? She's like, yeah, I like cookies and sweet potato pie. I'm like, okay, girl. What about you? You like dessert? Well, I like banana pudding. Okay, let's skip all that. What do we need to get down to? She's asking him about the comment because he really doesn't know her. And he said, well, my everyday lifestyle is rooted in my blackness. And I want to know how you feel about certain things. So she was like, well, my brothers and my dad, they're black. So if I don't like black culture, I just don't feel like you saw me for me and who I actually am. Keyra, How do you feel about certain things? You're a black woman. Constantly telling us your damn family black means absolutely nothing. How do you feel about your blackness? I don't want to hear about your black cousins. I don't want to hear about your big mama because she black. I don't want to hear about your daddy. I don't want to hear about your brothers. How do you feel? Also, you prejudged Quentin, so it's par for the course. You mad because somebody prejudged you when you prejudged somebody? Girl, make it make sense. So he tells her that he didn't mean any harm and he wasn't trying to be disrespectful to her, and looking back on it in the confessional, he said, I can just see that the connection is not there. No, it is not. I don't feel like Keyra knows what's going on in the world. She's a little bit disconnected. She really is. She was like, yeah, I'm really questioning his character. Well, Charlotte, that ain't the pot calling the kettle calling the pot calling the kettle. Moving forward. In the next scene, Leah's going on a date with Marvin. Why? Didn't you say that his apple bottom worship was a no for you? So why are y'all going on a date? What is wrong with y'all? Now, when he tells you that he likes to bite toenails off at nighttime, I don't want to hear it. Because it ain't no reason that y'all should be on no damn date. So they start talking. So she asked about his moods and if he's more even keel. He said, I like to have fun. This right here was so funny to me, y'all. He said, I like to have fun and imitate movies. So she said, well, what's your favorite movie? He said, Jurassic Park. Wait a minute. She said, so you be impersonating Jurassic Park? The way that they were both so silent. He said, not the dinosaurs, the people. Why are you even imitating the people? The people wasn't really just saying nothing on Jurassic Park, sir. Oh, honey, fade the screen to black. Fade the damn screen to black. I do not have time for Dallas right now tonight. I really don't. These two are having the most awkward conversation, honey. It's like pulling teeth. She tells him that his lifestyle doesn't match hers, which we already knew. Why are y'all here? He said, well, what I said is because I'm single, but I'm willing to compromise when I'm in a relationship. Marvin, you just need to find someone that also likes to let their freak flag fly. Stop trying to make fetch happen. None of these heifers want to be bothered. So you don't need to be on this show. There needs to be like a freaky version of this show that maybe you can be a part of, but this right here, this ain't it. Production, quit wasting people's time. Honey, stop wasting these women's time. Why haven't we seen Lee on a date with Q? He claims that they have such a strong connection. It feels like they're already together. Why are they not out on dates? Lee, who do you like? Because so far we've seen you on a date with Red, who you didn't care for, Marvin, who you don't like, and your nose been turned up both times. Y'all are wasting time. In the next scene, the ladies go to the ladies' lounge. So they come in. Tommy asked about the dates. Aries goes first. She tells him about her date with Phil and how her doubts were, having somebody that could be a leader and a father figure to her boys. But when they were there together, he was saying all the right things and sparks definitely flew. Okay, she getting the butterflies. But, Chris is still over there and whatnot. So Janelle says she had a one-on-one date with Q finally. And because he's younger, they talked about his timeline and his expectations. And he's down for adopting and not wasting time. So Tommy was like, yeah, I kind of get grown man when I talk to Q. She said both Herbert and Q both give her grown men, and that's why she chose them as her top connections. Keyra talked about Herbert being a grown man, but he needs to work on his consistency, and she needs him to step it up. I mean, he was a good sport during the TikToking of it all, but child, that's about as far as it's gonna go. I think Herbert's just a good time and a nice guy. So wherever he goes, he gonna fall in line. Now it's time to tell who they aren't feeling. Sierra brings up Chris 2.0 because of the Birkin bag joke. He got all offended. Aries and Janelle feels like he's always running down his resume and selling himself. Basically, Chris 2.0 is trying to make it to the end. He just want to be seen. Lee said Marvin, because he tries to act like he doesn't need the freaky, but he does. Jessica was like, yeah, he said he's a stag and they like to watch their women have relations with other people. Side note, okay, before I forget, because before this leaves my mind, baby, Katarina, you and that wig is 1,000,000% density. Girl, why is that wig so thick? I said, baby, that's a thick wig. Now, I know when it's a natural type texture, the wigs tend to be a little bit thicker. But, baby, that thing is sitting up there just as fluffy. I said, child, what is going on? Anywho, that's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. Lee said Marie. Keyra said that, Marie has so much going on that she doesn't know if she fits into his, schedule. So then Jessica pipes up and she's like, well, people make room and time for what they want. She said, well, Marie has shown up consistently for me. But that's for you, Jessica. That's for you. Okay? This is her reason for not wanting to date him. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with you. Because the same could be said about Chris. What if somebody said that about Chris? Well, Chris been showing up for me. Just because okay, this is for her. Now, I'm all, I think Keyra needs to get her mind right and whatnot. But I don't like for people to, be team too much. And it has nothing to do with you. So then Keyra brings up him asking if she likes the black culture. She was like, because last time I checked, I was black. And all skin folk ain't kinfolk. What that mean? What that got to do with it? Oh, okay. So Janelle pipes up and she was like, well, I like Marie. I feel like he's well-rounded. So Keyra messed up his name. And baby, what she do that for? That pissed Janelle off. So Keyra tells Janelle, well, I feel like you've been snarky the whole time. And Janelle said, I have not been snarky. You have been incorrect several times, like when you were trying to perpetuate this stereotype that Q only dates white women. So then Jessica was like, well, you did make comments about certain levels of blackness. You would say things like, oh, nah, that's too black. Now, what the hell is too black? It don't never get black enough for me. What is too black? Kira's like, but y'all are mean girls. Okay, Keyra, I hear you, but address the levels of blackness first. What is that all about? That's too black for me? What does that mean? So she was like, I feel like y'all single me out and y'all make me out to look ignorant and then get everybody on their little bandwagon to be intimidated by them. And if they don't like what you say, they will let you know. So then, Janelle, she go from 0 to 100 real quick. She was like, well, you know what? I don't like you. I don't want to speak to you. And I'm not speaking to you because you jump out of character. I'm like, girl, hold them up, swallow them up. Hold on, slow down, low down. Of course, Tommy jumps in and says, hey, we don't have to like each other, but we all got to be respectful. Okay, Thomas. The thing is, Janelle could be saying the right thing, but her temper and her fuse is so short that it's crazy. Like, everyone has valid points. Let me just point them out. Keyra, you're fake, and you don't know what you want or who you want to be. That is the truth. Janelle, you can be intimidating and a mean girl. You went in on this girl's fake bag randomly, unwarranted, on one of the first group dates this season. Now, that doesn't take away from the validity of what you said, but both things can be true. You are a mean girl, and Keyra is annoying, and she thinks she's this proximity to whiteness. And that comment that she made, like you stated, you don't know why she would make a comment like that, but it wasn't cute. All of this is true. Every little bit of it. Oh, and Keyra, Janelle didn't have to make you look away. Okay? They did not have to make you look ignorant, honey. You handled that all on your own. So Tommy throws them a curveball. 2 men will be going home, not just one. So it's time for the eliminates. Katarina goes for the eliminate with Marvin. Keyra goes out with Chris 2.0. And so she tells him that her doubt about him is that she wants to be sure that he is who he says he is. Girl, you ain't even who you say you are. So what are y'all talking about? Marie goes out with Lee. Back over with Katarina and Marvin. Kat is telling Marvin that the ladies are scared of all this sex talk. He said, well, I mean, it all revolves around my lady. So Keyra tells Chris 2.0 that the ladies think that he's selling himself. They don't believe what he's saying. Lee is telling Marie that he gives homie vibes. And Marie is like, not y'all friend zoning me. She's like, no, not the friend zone. Homie vibes. Oh, these people crazy. So then Lee tells Marie that the ladies were also saying something about, him saying to Keyra something about her blackness. He said, listen, I live a very black life. I have a duty to my people, and I'm not changing that. Child, I know that's right, honey. That's on August 5th in Montgomery, Alabama. Period. Okay? Period. That's on the folding chairs, okay? I'm serious about my blackness, and I'm not changing that. I don't blame you, honey. Over on the other side, Marvin is not ready to love. So Marie is ready to love, and Lee lets him know that. But over with Keyra and Chris 2.0, she tells him that he's not ready to love. So he gets outside in his exit interview and he says, I just feel like I was put up for elimination because the girls weren't being authentic. They didn't really get to know me, And the one girl, she said something about a Birkin bag, but she take a Uber. Sir, just go. Okay? Just go. You cannot even address her by her name. Her name's Sierra. It was a joke. You can go. And what does her taking an Uber have to do with you? Oh, okay, I ain't think so. And that was the end of the episode. Show your comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about these dates, what you think about these connections. I think Phil and Aries are a go. I've been saying that since the Dude Ranch. I could just see it. I told y'all. Lee, I don't know what you're doing, honey. When are we going to see your real dates? Sierra, girl, go home, child. Because, as much as I like you, this is not ready for a friend. Jessica and Janelle, stop ganging up on people. Relax. Okay, just relax. Keyra, you can go as well. Okay? Because this level of blackness on this black station might be too much for you. Y'all meet me on Thursday so we can have our Ready to Love Live. We've been having fun every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you watch this review, I hope that you will check out the lives that I've done in the past and join us for this one coming up on this Thursday. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.